Okay. Ichthyosaur. I'm sure the beast never swam in terrestrial waters until a week ago. The Ichthyosaur. Ichthyosaur. Doesn't have a way to pronounce it. Its full name being Xenosaurus ichthyonticus is one of the many alien species that have been teleported to Earth from its border world, Xen. Prominently featured in Half-Life and its expansions, it has a small cameo at the start of Half-Life 2. That's what is in the game. Although it is named after the extinct marine reptile group Ichthyosaurus, it resembles them only in its carnivorous ecology and general size. While the Ichthyosaur is first encountered in Half-Life Chapter Apprehension, scientist remarks that while he has been told it was hauled from the Challenger Deep, I have to see what that is, in the Pacific Ocean, he is of the opinion that the creature never swam in terrestrial waters until a week before, possibly the time of its arrival at Black Mesa Research Facility, the creature being likely from Xen. In Half-Life, ichthyosaurs are encountered in several water bodies, including a flooded laboratory. Blah blah blah. They are often placid at first, but quickly become hostile, especially should the player take action against them. The speed and viciousness of the ichthyosaur, Ichthyosaur? I don't know. Combined with poor underwater visibility, make the underwater areas of Half-Life some of the most frightening parts of the game. Yay. The Ichthyosaur also makes a single appearance in Half-Life 2 during a teleport. Oh yeah, I remember that. Gordon Freeman is momentarily transported outside of 17. He looks down and falls into the ocean. Underwater, he's almost swallowed whole before being transported elsewhere. I remember that. Although the encounter is scripted, when an ichthyosaur is spawned using console commands or a mod, it also attacks the player in the same manner, suggesting the developers plan for Gordon Freeman encountering them in the game proper. Interesting. Behind the scenes, the ichthyosaur was originally referred to as Muddy. Strong art direction and clear goals were set from the ichthyosaur from the start, but the AI proved to be very complicated due to the size of the creature and how different it was from more common games monsters at the time. The ichthyosaur was to appear more prominently in Half-Life 2, such as in the coast levels, where he was to fulfill the role of keeping the player from venturing too far into the ocean, eventually taken by the Leech. Or at the lake at the start of Ravenholm. There was a lake in Ravenholm? Its only appearance finally being in the recycled Ravenholm Lake, seen during the teleportation failure at the start of the game. The ichthyosaur can be encountered in the playable Half-Life 2 beta in several coastline maps, such as D2 Coast 02, among others, where it takes the role of the Leech, i.e. keeping the player from venturing too far into the ocean. If the player swims out too far from the land, an ichthyosaur can be heard a few seconds later. The player dies, while the creature cannot be seen. Interestingly, the ichthyosaur sounds are named Ping 1 and Ping 2. Could suggest that the ichthyosaur detects its prey in a manner similar to sonar. In the playable Half-Life 2 beta texture folder for the bull squid can be found a texture file called new bull squid sheet.vtf, which is actually an alternate skin for the ichthyosaur. It also signed by Ted Blackman and dated 2003 in a stylized signature. In the WC Map Pack Mark folder, referring to series writer Mark Ladow, can be found a map named ichipop.vmf, based on an old version of the Ravenholm docks where an ichthyosaur was to be found. The map consists of surreal nonsense sequences. 3 zombies are standing on a wooden bridge in the middle of a small pond. Then ichthyosaur jumps from the water and passes above the bridge, killing the zombies and partially destroying the bridge while doing so. God, what am I reading? When killed in Half-Life 2, they freeze due to having no death animation or physics model. Oh, that's creepy. Oh, yeah, I remember that picture. It's from the early review. There's Icky Pop. Okay. Now to read. Challenger Deep is a real place. The Mariana Trench next to Guam, and the Philippines, Indonesia, Japan, China. Challenger Deep is the deepest known point in the oceans, with a depth of 10,911 meters. It is located at the southern end of the Mariana Trench. The Challenger Deep is a relatively small, slot-shaped depression in the body of a considerably larger crescent-shaped trench, which itself is an unusually deep feature in the ocean floor. Closest land to the Challenger Deep is Foss Island and Guam. The depression is named after the British Royal Navy surveyor ship, the HMS Challenger, whose expedition in 1872 made the first recordings of its depth. That's cool. The leech. I hope you like leeches. The fisherman. Who the fuck is a fisherman? I'm going crazy. But these are those fucking things I've killed. I hate the leeches. The leech, also known as carnivorous leech, is an aquatic creature from Zen. Leeches appear as small fish-like creatures that seem to be based on the terrestrial medicinal leeches. They're usually white in color. During the Renaissance Cascade, leeches were teleported to Earth, infesting the oceans. They seem to have endangered or caused the extinction of most earthly sea creatures. Indeed, they are the only creatures commonly seen in the sea. While it seems that a few crabs remain, some earth creatures remain in inland bodies of water, where insects and frogs can be heard. Ichthyosaurs are also seen to occupy freshwater bodies. Fuck. So all the oceans are filled with these fucking leeches? That's horrible. Appearances. Leeches make their first appearance in Half-Life in some of the flooded sections of the Black Mesa Research Facility after Renaissance Cascade. In addition to being teleported to Earth, they are kept in the Black Mesa Biodome complex for study. They appear to have 6 eyes. Leeches in an aquarium. In Half-Life 2, they attack Gordon Freeman in a swarm, an attack similar to that of the terrestrial piranha. If he ventures too far into the ocean, it is made to prevent a player to venture to the end of the map and force them to follow the proper path, much like the chopper in the video game Far Cry, for instance. Here, the eye count is brought to only 2. Half-Life: The Lost Coast. In Lost Coast, leeches behave like in Half-Life 2. Furthermore, the fisherman reveals, I know who the fisherman is, that leeches are used as food. Since ocean fish are very rare or extinct, the human occupants of the coastal area seem to catch and eat leeches instead. He also states that the population is kept down by seagulls, and they ate most of the crabs. Behind the scenes. In Half-Life, leeches are minor enemies that do not cause much damage and can be easily killed. In Half-Life 2, they cannot be killed and will drain the player's health in a matter of seconds. I guess because there's more of them. The Ichthyosaur was originally intended to fulfill the role of keeping the player. Oh, yeah, leeches in Half-Life 2. Ugh, I hate those things. I guess you're supposed to. I don't think there's anyone that's like, oh yeah, I love the leeches. Fucking awesome. Okay, let's close this. Don't need to read about the fisherman yet. Close that. Close the crossbow. Okay, Black Ops. I just want to deliver the package and get out of here. Male assassin. Okay, so there's a bunch of different types. The Black Ops, sometimes hyphenated to Black Ops, and sometimes referred to as Black Operations, are a commando group of trained assassins, briefly seen in Half-Life and later expanded upon and featured in Half-Life Opposing Force. Soon after the HECU, they invade the Black Mesa Research Facility to conceal any evidence of the Reconnaissance Cascade. While it is stated that the HECU and Black Ops are officially known to enter the facility in the event of an emergency and work with security forces, dangerous and very efficient cleanup crew. Although some employees consider it a rumor, they are shown to work independently, killing all living things inside the base. Whether they are Black Mesa employees, HECU soldiers, or Zen life forms, and eventually destroying Black Mesa itself altogether. Maybe. Whatever. They are divided into two groups, the female and male Black Ops. Oh well, I don't need to read about these. The arm is Silence Clock 17.